Breakthroughs in computer imaging are making surgery more precise by providing a clear roadmap to the body's internal landscape. In the 21st century, we will go beyond anatomical roadmaps and see cells as they grow. Exposing growing cancer cells before they become dangerous tumors can mean the difference between life and death. A difference 43-year-old Barbara Wells knows only too well. In 1999, Barbara found herself facing two life-threatening cancers. Less than a year ago, she was diagnosed with colon cancer. She went through a successful surgery to remove her colon. But during the procedure, her surgeon discovered the cancer had spread to her liver.
Hi, Miss Wells. How are you doing?
When Barbara first came to see Dr. Logie, a surgeon oncologist at Wake Forest University Baptist Medical Center, she thought perhaps her cancer was too aggressive to make her a good candidate for surgery.
Well, I had CT scans done in Greenwood, South Carolina, and they showed that there was tumors on my liver. They were thinking it was 3.
She had come with a scan that suggested that she might have a metastatic lesion in the liver, in fact, possibly several lesions. But we also had another scan that had suggested that all of these might be benign.
In search of a definitive answer, Dr. Logie ordered a PET scan, positron emission tomography, an imaging technique capable of seeing cancer cells as they grow. To Barbara's surprise and relief, the PET scan revealed 1 cancer tumor instead of 3.
To hear of 3 tumors, I mean, you're devastated. I mean, 1 tumor is bad enough, but when you're thinking you got 3, and then if you only got 1, that's a relief. You know, you just praise and thank God for it.
Not only did the PET scan clearly identify Barbara's malignant tumor, it also provided Dr. Logie with another critical piece of information.
And also importantly, there was no disease outside of the liver, because surgery for people that have disease in the liver and also outside of the liver is ultimately not going to be very beneficial.
The reason PET was able to identify Barbara's cancer so clearly is that unlike other common imaging techniques, a PET scan provides vital information about how cancer tissue is growing, not just how it looks.
Basically, PET is a very high technology way of taking pictures of biological functions as they're going on within the body.
Dr. Lee Adler was one of the first to apply PET technology to cancers other than brain tumors. PET imaging, he says, is the best way to screen the entire body for cancer.
Most of the other techniques that are used to look for cancer in the body are studying the body's anatomy.
PET imaging, on the other hand, can reveal chemical changes in the tissue itself. Adler says this functional imaging technology can detect abnormal changes in tissue long before those changes become large enough to cause a visible mass or enlarged organ.
Right now, PET is the only practical way that one can study living biochemistry within the body.
That ability to study chemical changes in the body makes PET a powerful tool for detecting cancer earlier and more accurately than ever before, giving people a much better chance of survival. To detect chemical changes in growing cancer tissue, PET imaging uses a radioactive sugar manufactured right here at the PET Center. Because cancer cells are growing so rapidly, they need a lot more energy than do healthy cells. They get that energy from sugar.
There's no side effects from this material?
In this case, from the radioactive sugar injected in patients before they're scanned. After getting her injection, Barbara moves through the scanner. As her body uses the sugar, a radioactive signal is emitted. A gamma camera captures those signals, which show up as hot spots on a 3D computerized PET image. This is how cancer cells in Barbara's tumor show up on her PET scan. Like cancer cells, the heart muscle also uses a lot of sugar. and shows up as a bright spot on a PET scan. Although PET is uncovering cancer earlier and more accurately than ever before, it is not yet widely available to the public. And like a lot of people, Barbara had never heard of the technology.
I didn't know what to expect, what it was going to be.
When she found out what the PET scan revealed, Barbara says she was overwhelmed.
A wonderful procedure, and if my telling that it located and pinpointed the exact area that Dr. Logan needed to go in and remove the tumor, then I'm more than happy to tell the world it's a good thing.
Dr. Logie says PET has also revealed tumors other imaging techniques have missed.
But overall, I would say, especially for certain types of cancer, I think that the PET scan is superior.
You just relax the best you can.
In the 21st century, Logie says, PET imaging will not only allow us to expose cancer when it's small and more treatable, it also promises to help in cancer treatment itself. Right now, a treatment regimen such as radiation therapy must be almost completed before doctors can gauge whether or not it's done any good. With PET, Dr. Logie says, it's possible to determine whether a particular therapy is killing off cancer cells almost from the beginning.
Because it's a functional scan, we can use it in different ways, both for diagnosis, to follow up with treatment, and to help guide treatments. I see your incision is all healing up very nicely here.
Because Barbara's cancer had not spread to other parts of her body, her tumor was removed surgically instead of with radiation. What Barbara and her husband Carol want to know now is whether surgery got all the cancer.
I told her that there are no surprises on the pathology. We did confirm that a tumor that had started in the colon had spread to the liver. The PET scan had suggested that there was only that one tumor, and that's basically all we found.
Dr. Logie says the surgery was a success, and Barbara's prognosis is promising.
There's probably better than a 1/3 chance of her being cured, and better than a 50% chance of being alive at 5 years.
Well, we're going to go home and we feel like we have a new beginning, a new relationship. So it's everything that we asked for. It really is, and even more.
20th century medical imaging has made tremendous strides in answering the questions, what does the human body look like on the inside? And what does disease look like? In the 21st century, medical imaging will move beyond anatomy to answer the questions, how does the body work? And how do diseases grow? Those questions will be answered by looking deeper inside the body than ever before, as we study disease on a cellular, even molecular level.
There will be a need to move to the next level of imaging, what we call molecular imaging. Mechanisms that will allow us to verify the success of gene therapy work, for example.
Adler says PET imaging can be used in genetic therapy because of its ability to visualize cells as they grow. That ability, he says, puts PET in the forefront of 21st century medicine itself, as new technologies such as gene therapy are developed to fight deadly diseases like cancer. In the future, someone like Barbara might receive genetic therapy before cancer cells ever start to grow. Until then, PET imaging can make the difference between hope and despair for Barbara and millions of cancer sufferers like her.
We hear cancer, we think death, and that's it. And sometimes we cave in and give up, but we're fighting it, we're going to continue to fight it, and we're going to stay on top of it.
With the power of computers, 21st century imaging is saving lives, monitoring illness, unveiling the mystery of pain. The precision of MRI reassures Matthew Kelly's family that he'll continue to keep his Marfan syndrome under control.
Each time he has an MRI, you're anxious to see how the results are. And each time they're fine, the next time's not quite as hard to, not as quite as anxious.
For Gary Stevenson, images revealing the source of his nerve-jolting pain have helped deliver him from intense suffering.
I want to think that this has given me another chance. And with that next chance in life, I'll do better than I did the first 39 years.
Breakthroughs in medical imaging are uncovering secrets within the inner limits of the human body. Secrets that will lead to revolutionary new ways of healing in the 21st century.